You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas. This is the final LFC podcast of 2022, heading on into 2023, folks. And what a better way to end the year with the LFC podcast with the one and only Miss Tomiko The Temptress Tajima. Tomiko, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yay!
Well, I see you rocking the Packers gear, man. Your Packers getting the dub?
Yeah, the best case scenario, all the teams I needed to lose the day before all lost, and then we won. We ended up with the interception at the very end, and it was like game over. We were 6 points ahead, and they had a chance to run it back, and get 7 points on us, and we got the interception, and that was like game over. So we're still in the hunt to getting to the playoffs, which I didn't think was going to happen. So possibly we might have a chance now.
Well, best of luck to the Green Bay Packers. I know every time we see you on all forms of social media, you're all about that Packer life. You're a bit of a cheesehead, so I see you.
Uh-huh. Which makes it very easy for people, because I had fans and friends, family, I had some kind of Packers thing given to me all the way across the board from different people, along with some pretty sweet little surprise gifts from fans, which was shocking. Some nice stuff.
You kind of remind me of my best friend Steve Nicoforo, because it's always so easy, because him and I we've been best friends since high school, like almost every year, because he's a big New York Islanders fan for the hockey team. Like if you give him just like some Islanders memorabilia, he's happy. Give him a hat, give him a shirt, give him a little bit of a jersey, I mean, the gear, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's all about like, I mean, like this is cool. Yeah, I have to share. I'll just back it up.
Bag it up, Tommy. Go bag it up.
It's got the little, I don't know if you can see the G back here. It's back here somewhere.
Yep, I see. It's the little things, my friend. It's the little things that make you happy.
Yeah, I'm so simple. Like if people people should know by now. Anyone that knows me knows I'm pretty laid back and pretty simple. I'm not really one of the glammed out people that you see.
It's so funny because the first time I met you was this past LFC event. I got to say, one of the things that I love about you, she goes, "Oh, I just want to come over and say hello. I don't want to bother you." I'm like, "You're not bothering me. I'm just going over my notes before the doggone show, man. Come on, say hello. Give me a hug." Such a sweetheart you are, my friend. It was so great to finally meet you in person,
Yeah, that was fun. Are you doing the next one that they have?
I hope to be back in the new year, see how everything goes, God willing. But let me tell you something, folks. The new year's looking good for LFC 2023. The next event is on Valentine's Day, and who doesn't want to see some beautiful women in their lingerie kicking butt on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, I got to go out and get me, as I always try to theme it out, I got to get me something super cute for the Valentine's Day fight, to kick some ass.
Well, you kick some ass this time, man, and we'll talk about the fight right here. Because first and foremost, the lingerie side, rocking that camo, man. You look good.
All right, well, you get it, booty camp. I was like, I gotta wear like the army stuff, and I gotta like look the part. So yeah, I went out and I actually purchased those things online, but with a camo bra and camo underwear, and like set up my little thing with the boots, and I went for it. Kind of gave it that look.
Well, you rocked it. And the thing, too, is I'm right in the ring as I'm doing the entrance, man, and I'm seeing that infamous entrance of yours. You're rocking around. You're on top of the ropes. You're excited, looking good, styling, profiling. So I got to see that right in my rear view right there, ma'am. So, yes.
Yeah. All personalized.
Yo,
like 3D even.
But no, that was good. And then we get to your opponent here, which Carmen Valentina, another sweetheart in her own right, which you've done a lot of great films for her on the fetish side of things and really have that great chemistry on air there. So for you, being her debut fight, your return to LFC, they all kind of gelled and went together very nicely.
Oh yeah, me and Carmen, we get along. I mean, I loved fighting her. She's one of those people I've always loved because she always gives it 110%. and you got to love her for that. And I think that's what makes the difference between your work as well as the fighting. If people give you 110%, it's going to be a good fight. And she really did. She gave it her all.
What I love about it too is as well, because I had her on the show not too long ago. And here's the thing about you, because I'll tell you all day, every day, 24/7, you're a straight up beast, man. And here's the thing. She was talking about her cardio. She wished it was a little bit up, but first and foremost, I said this to Carmen. I'll say this to you. To one of the best bouts on the show. Every bout, we'll talk about the card in a second here, but god dang, man, she hung with you. Y'all went to 3 rounds, but also at the same time, Carmen, who's done Evolve fights with Aerial X, she's done many works with you and really gives it 110%, like you mentioned. She had a great debut in her own right. She really hung with you.
She really did. I mean, she did a great job. I thought the fight was pretty exciting to watch, and I noticed that it was up on the YouTube. Thanks for the little heads up on that. And I was like, got to share that to show people.
First of all, I'm going to say this right now. First of all, shout out to Sean, as always, Mr. Sean Donnelly, LFC CEO. Sean is the one behind the YouTube channel. So Sean put out all in like almost pretty much the same week, all in kind of same order. We got the sizzle reel for LFC 36, which you also check out. He put up Sheena versus Bella Madison, which we'll talk about here. But he also put up in full Tomiko against Carmen Valentina, which is a fight that you do not want to miss, because there was a lot of smiles in that, man. As I'm sitting there watching close to the ring, ready to do my ring announcing thing, there's a lot of smiles of you two. There's a lot of fun going on in that ring, man. Y'all were smiling, having a good time. I love to see it.
Oh, it was great. It was a good crowd too. We were packed. We had no empty seat in the house. I mean, it was a really good crowd. And I think all the fights in general that night were really great. One of the better times, I think, one of the best ones when you count all the fights in. Yes. It was just, the energy was up. You know, I think everybody was pretty excited to have people again in the audience, I think, because I think that was the first one we've had where we had an audience again.
Yes. So, and it's so interesting too, because you make a valid point here. So the last booty camp before the one you were at, that was on Halloween 2021. Good crowd, but it was still small because, again, COVID and everything still around that time. Everybody's still pretty cautious. But once we got to 2022 here, man, crowd was insightful, inciting, and really, really was into. And that's what we love to see. And also for you, you debuted all the way back at LFC 26, the first booty camp. So we got the booty camp OG coming back. So from where you were against Shelly Aphrodite da Silva, and you were just a fill-in there for LFC 26, to mainstay here in the Lingerie Fighting Championships, and now back 10 events later at LFC 36. You got to love it.
Yeah, and you know what's so cool is I started out thinking I was just going to be one and done, and then Sean actually reaches out to me as one of the fighters to ask what my availability is for fights, for upcoming fights, and gives me the date. So to me, that's like a huge compliment. That means that he wants me to be in the roster. I just haven't been able, the times I missed, I just wasn't available at the time. So that's why I wasn't in there. But I mean, I always feel really special that he reaches out to me and he actually asks if I'm available, and I tell him. So that's why he put me in. I have no idea who I'm fighting, but I'm in the card.
Well, that's the main thing. And I think with every outfit, like we talk about your Mortal Kombat style, your booty camp style, God Bless America on LFC 28 and LFC 30, doing your thing for the bikers over there in Sturgis. But it's one of those things, like, first and foremost, you're probably each and every single bout, it goes the distance, because you have a way of not just captivating and entertaining, but every bout is entertaining. Every bout really shows its purpose, no matter what place it is on the card. And for you, I'm going to say right now, we were talking about your record here, and it's only going to get better, because it's funny. Like, you've done 6 fights. You've done LFC 26 to LFC 30, you had a little break, and then boom, you're back at LFC 36. How amazing it to you is just to think, before we talk about your record here, your last event was LFC 30 against Jenny, which has become a great feud in LFC auspices, Jenny Bloody Valentine, and then you're back 6 events later. This was your first bout with LFC in over 2 years.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was amazing to be back, and then to show people that, no, just because I haven't been fighting doesn't mean I don't still have stamina and grit and fight. So I think people really, maybe they were surprised to see this little old lady hasn't like retired or anything, because I think people thought probably, oh, I haven't seen her. Maybe she's retired from fighting. And to see me come back in, I think it pumped people up.
Oh, it absolutely should. I mean, we've talked about this on prior episodes. Like, you're the simple girl. It's like, yo, I go with my mom to play some bingo, which is awesome, which I love to death because I think that's wonderful. First of all, family is everything and God is good. But at the same time, like the simple things we talk about, like the simplicity of what you get for gifts, it's the simple things that matter, little intricacies, little nuances. You know what I'm saying? So for you, you're also in a new building in the FSW arena. Now, mind you, this is the third time that LFC has been the FSW arena. The first time was back in February 2021 for Booty Camp 2, which not a lot of people due to COVID, like we mentioned, only the cast and crew were there. Then we get to the October event, then we get to this event. So I wanted to ask you, being a prominent mainstay for Las Vegas independent professional wrestling, what were your thoughts on the Future Stars of Wrestling, the FSW arena?
My thoughts on that? Well, I think there's a good future for that. I mean, I think it's a popular thing, with all the female fighters. You can see it only getting better with time. So I'm pretty excited to see what the future has in store. I think we're pretty much back, as far as things go. So I think that there's going to be a nice, beautiful new future for this. I guess. Am I even answering the question?
No, you're good. I think it's beautifully said, because the reason why I love asking this, and I think I've noticed this, is like, besides doing this, because you and I, we're both entertainers. We love to entertain. What I've come to find doing my second ring announcing there, it's just like, man, each and everybody has a role, not just sports, but the announcers, heightening up the people, and people love it. Everybody who comes up to an LFC event, whether we're on the rooftop, whether we're Sturgis, whether we're at the Nerd Bar, wherever we are, we got there to entertain people. And I think that's the wonderful part of the job that we all get to do here. And I think for you, like Miss Little Old Lady, and I'll talk to you about this all the time, doesn't even manage your age or drive 55 Sammy Hagar over here, but you look good. You got the overall stamina. You got yourself in great conditioning. So hey, man, you're going to be a top feature going on and on to the break of dawn this time with the Temptress Tajima.
Yeah, and I'm celebrating my 56th birthday next month, January 25th, and so I will be 56 when I'm fighting in February. But on my actual birthday, I'll be swimming with pigs in the Bahamas.
Okay, we got to talk about this here, because this woman's traveling all over the world, man, folks. If you look at Tomiko on Instagram, they were her thing with these beautiful, immaculate photos. You're doing your thing in Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you down to Kokomo. And then you're over here now. You got the Bahamas. You were in Mexico. Talk about Arena de Mexico. Like, you're freaking world travel over here. I feel like Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny. You fucking world travel over here. You're all around the world, man.
Well, I just love living my life, and I'm full of life. And I think that in order to really live the life to the fullest, you've just got to go when you have opportunities. Like, I'm doing a fitness retreat in March, towards the end of March, with my sister-in-law. And then I'm back in Jamaica in June. I mean, and along with work travel and this and that. But yeah, I get back from the Bahamas, and actually I'm only home for one day. And then I leave the next day to head out to Austin for work. So it's going to be laundry, reload the suitcase, leave.
That's what a lot of people don't even realize, whether it be in Sessions Wrestling or LFC and all the girls. Like, the grind never stops, number one, but the travel, like, mind you, a lot of us, and not, and just in general, like, we're living at a hotel. It's like when you're a ring announcer and you're coming in, you're there for like 2 days and then boom, you're out. You're living suitcase to suitcase. You're living as a fighter, going suitcase to suitcase and constant traveling. Got to make the plane, got to make the travel here because you're booked, because you're not just a prominence, but, it's one of those things where you have clientele to feature and do, you know what I'm saying? So for you, I mean, the grind never stops, but also the road, as some could say, can be very taxing. But for you ladies, it's a fulfillment. You got to fulfill the clientele.
Yeah, I mean, I love traveling. It was a little crazy in November because I think I was gone 4 times that month. At 4 different places that month. Come back in time to do a little laundry and start to reload the suitcase, get ready to hop back on the airplane again. But it was good, So and then of course I was at the Packers game in early December. Packers against the Bears. Looked like the Packers weren't going to pull through, and then they did. They won that game, and I actually had the most stellar seat because one of my clients is a season ticket holder, and lucky me, it was the 50-yard line, club level, midsection behind the Packers in the sun. You can't ask for Soldier Field. I mean, you can't ask better than that in the sun. So it was nice. It wasn't too cold.
I like that. It reminds, like I said, we were talking about earlier, my best friend who's an Islander guy. He's a season ticket holder, and I'm going to say right now, folks, make friends with people who are season ticket holders. You get some good seats. And you'll get
yes.
That's the point of what we're talking about here. But no, that's the thing there too, and that's wonderful. I mean, we've seen a lot of your photos where you're rocking your Green Bay Packers hat and the jersey. You're being a regular old cheesehead is what you're doing, Tomiko.
I am, and I do love cheese. Wisconsin cheese rocks. If you ever have a chance to go to Wisconsin to one of their cheese factories, especially one of the old ones, it's freaking the bomb. It's amazing. So good.
I will have to try that now. Thank you. Thank you. That's something I got to put on my list there. Some Wisconsin cheese, baby. All right. Now we'll talk about your record here because first and foremost, you've done 6 amazing fights and badassery, and I'm going to put that in overall emphasis here. Badassery.
I like that. Assery. Badassery.
Yes. In the lingerie fighting championships. And man, you have done 6 incredible bouts for LFC. And I'm going to say right now, not just Tomiko and Carmen Valentina. If you want to go back and watch the full fight from LFC 28 on the LFC YouTube with Tomiko and Civil Star, which let's talk about this here because y'all had a little bit of a Twitter exchange here where it's just like, hey man, I'm up for a round 2. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It was like this, it was like that. So round 2 with you and Sybil and LFC, sign me up.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. And you know what made that one so cool is that Sybil and I are around the same weight, same height, which to me, I think when you're close, when you're better, like height wise, weight wise, I think the match is going to be quite a bit more even. And I love that. It's a lot more fun for me.
I suggest anybody go back to see that because this applies to what we're talking about with the record. You're 2 wins here and 4 losses right now in LFC, 2 and 4. And I think that's only going to increase with more wins here, man. So I got to say, you start out a little rough, but here we go. You're getting up there with the grind, getting your 2nd win over Carmen. So 2 and 4, you're getting there, Tomiko.
Yeah, I'm just like the Packers. They're coming back from the behind and then I'll make the wild card.
It all goes back to the Packers, yes.
Yes. I'm going to be that wild card person. I'm going to make it to the wild. I'll surprise you guys. I just kind of sneak my way up. We'll see the next one.
Right. And I think for me, and it was so amazing just to go and look at the judges there. We have some badass judges. We have Veronica Valentine do her thing coming in from LFC 35. We have Monica, who's back, Monica Flowerbomb Garcia, former LFC champion. Then we have Mike the True Jackson, the man who fought CM Punk in the UFC. What a delight. That dude is cool as shit, to put it bluntly.
And that was so freaking awesome to win that one and actually have it a unanimous vote. And he was one of the people that was one of the judges. That was like a huge compliment to me. Because here you got this badass fighter down there.
Well, that's the thing too. And what I like about Mike, and I'll say this with the utmost kindness, he's not only is he a badass dude and cool dude, but he was so into it because you could have some people that'll just be like, okay, it's women rolling around in lingerie, whatever. I'm here. Cool. It's a time here. Pay me. But then there's people like Mike who truly embrace it, love it, and really who love women. It shines so brightly with how he judged and his overall presence.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, and then, to have Monica there, who is like a badass herself in fighting. Honestly, I don't think I'd want to go up against her. I know she's on the black team. I wouldn't want to go up against her.
Well, that's right. Well, that's the thing. She like yourself has not fought in over 2 years. Our last fight was against Nika Garcia, the La Rosa Negra from professional wrestling at LFC 30, Born to Be Wild. And she's looking to make a comeback in 2023. So, I mean, you got the return of Monica. You've seen a lot with the posters. We got women like Hot Stuff Holly Dunaway, 4-time pro kickboxing champion here coming in here. We got women like Katie Gannon coming straight out of OVW, trained by Kane of the WWE and Dr. Tom Pritchard. There's so many people from the wrestling world, from the bodybuilding world, the sessions wrestling world that want to do this and want to come in, and I'm all for it. Like I've always said, and I think you can agree with me with these sentiments. If you're serious and you want to have an entertaining time, you want to showcase your sex appeal, your internal and external beauty, and you want to work hard, LFC is the place for you.
Oh, for sure. I'm happy that more wrestlers are starting to come in. I'd much rather have somebody that wrestlers or any other kind of a skill that has to do with some kind of a physical sport of some sort, whether it's the grappling, the boxing, MMA, whatever. It's nice to have that the different styles coming in. It makes for a more interesting fight when you mix that all in together. So I'm excited they're starting to pull people that have a bit more clout to them instead of just somebody that doesn't know anything. Because to me, that makes for a very boring fight.
I feel you. And the thing I look at it too is even if you don't know nothing, and I'll say this, I think as people in life, we never stop learning no matter what age we get to. It's all about experience. But also if you just come in there and you go through the motions, then why even bother? You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that. But it's one of those things that I admire women like yourself and women like Carmen, which, by the way, folks, if you want to see, man, people have that great sign, sign of sportsmanship. Y'all hugged at the end and it was wonderful. Y'all got a nice little hug at the end of that fight doing your thing. It brought in the love between yourself and the blue team there. You got the love going on.
Yeah, well, I'm a good, I try to practice good sportsmanship, so I appreciate when another team does the same thing. Not all of them do, sometimes I get some, cheap little things done to me or whatever, but this one was actually a good one because it was sweet that we actually hugged each other. So I was happily, but not surprised because it was Carmen. But yeah, you've seen, I've gotten thrown across the ring by black team coach. Come on now, Leon Hader, that whole thing that happened, and then people spitting on my hand, and then getting kicked in the crotch and stuff. I've had to fight a little dirty against these people when they pulled one on me, and I like to make it a nice clean fight. But then I did pull a little fast one, I guess, on Carmen when she was unexpectedly, kind of went into it. But that's, at least I didn't give her a cheap hit or anything like that. I just jumped before the bell,
To quote Hulk Hogan as Thunder Lips in Rocky 3, it's all that's the name of the game. But that's the thing too. It's what I love about you is, first of all, you've had many moments, and let's talk about Leon here, because folks, if you want to see the LFC 36 Booty Camp 4 review show with myself and both Coach Leon Hader and Coach Joe Kane, check it out on the LFC YouTube channel. All right, we're going to talk about this because he mentioned you in the show, and I know you listened to the show. You thought it was funny. Man, when he knocked you down, she's tough. She got right back up, and I'm like, Leon, you do realize that you just said that you threw a woman, and you were just impressed at how tough she got back up. And he's like, that's not what I meant. I'm just trying to say she's tough. And I'm like, Leon, you kind of advocating, yeah, sometimes you got to throw a woman. If she gets back up, woo! And I'm like, okay, whatever you say, Leon.
Well, like that one fight, I got thrown out of the ring.
Right.
You put me up against a 5'10" person who's a total badass. I get thrown out of the ring. I hit the cameraman, kind of halfway broke my fall there, hit the ground, and then I just crawl right back in. People were like, "You all right? All right." All these people around on the bottom. I'm like, "Get away from me!" And I crawled back in and kept going.
You're a tough lady. You're a very tough lady. And I will say this. Well, that was the first time. First of all, there's you go right there, and I don't mean to laugh. Jesse El Toro Santos, one of the great LFC fighters. Go back and watch their bout LFC 29, one of the best bouts on the card. She throws you, and then wapow! Still, the image in my head is watching it here from his house, and then you just darted, and I'm like, oh man, and I know you felt it the next day, right?
Oh, I felt it when I was driving home that night. My right arm was. I had a huge, the bruise was all the way here, and it was swollen, and I actually thought I broke something because it was black and blue, super dark purple, swollen out. And I'm like, oh my God, I had my trainer look at it. Do you think I tore a muscle or something? And he goes, it just looks like a deep bruise. And I'm like, you're kidding me, because I took a pretty nasty fall.
Yep.
No joke. And I'm looking at it going, ooh, I should probably put some ice on this when I get home.
Well, it's like what you said. It's like LFC 26. You and the Leon incident happened, and then you and Shelly are going at it because she spit on your hand, and y'all are just going at it. Then LFC 27 started the rivalry with you and Jenny, where she kicked you low, but at the end, kicked you low.
People just like to use me as a punching bag. Look at every bout. Practically have had some kind of something horrible. Hey, except for the ones I won, actually.
Right.
For Sybil and Carmen. Those are the only two where they didn't try to kick me or anything or hit me or throw me out of the ring,
Well, that's the same thing with LFC 30 with you and Jenny. You got a good shot back in there. You gave her
yeah. I had to, right?
You did. You gave her the old receipt ski. You know what I'm saying?
I did. Exactly. Well, I have to show her, people think I'm so nice and everything, and then if I put that off, they think they could just do things to me, treat me like a rag doll, whatever, abuse me or whatever. So I had to do it to show them, hey, this person's not such a pushover after all. I had to just give her a taste of her own medicine,
Right. And I think, now I'm going to say this right now, we need a third part to the trilogy with you and Jenny. We need
for sure. Yeah, I love fighting her. She's another one that's a beast, I mean, they all are. They're all beasts.
Well, here's the thing. We got to talk about this card here because you were talking about it. A lot of fans have said it, and I think I'll speak from personal experience and I'll speak from your experience. This booty camp, and I'll say from speaking from the booty camp events, the first one was great at the Nerd Bar. The second one did its thing at the FSW, even though not a lot of people due to COVID. Third one was great. Fourth one, I got to say, out of all the booty camps, and I love each and every one of this, probably from top to bottom, had some of the best bouts on the card and a lot of memorable moments. And booty camp history, I got to say, this one takes the cake.
Oh, I have to wholeheartedly agree. I thought all the fights were pretty exciting. I mean, I was really impressed with a lot of the people. I watched all the fights. Following mine, I think beforehand I kind of peeked through the curtain, but I was actually out there watching all the other ones after mine because I love watching the ladies fight and seeing the moves that people pull and I thought it was pretty exciting.
It's so funny because you were right next to me and we were all just watching this together. Then Carmen came about and we all were sitting together. First of all, I'm going to say this because Carmen and I were talking about this. I think each and every one of us go into it, and I'm going to say this right now, all of us have the nerves, even if we've done it like X amount of times. It's very nerve-wracking because for those who've not been to an LFC event, you guys don't get to see the production and everybody's moving parts of just where we're going to go to get dressed and how we're going to set up, how we're going to approach, how we're going to verbalize to everybody, how we're going to say this and how we're going to do this. Like, the production is just nuts, number one, but also number two, you get to really see what goes into an LFC event once you're just sitting there, and also once you get there. It's just it's kind of can be nerve-wracking, but also you got to love it because the pressure's always there. It just makes you want to do better even more,
Yeah, you're always no matter how many fights that you do, or even as the fighter going in, you're always going to have your butterflies going and your nerves, and it's like every fight is a different energy. You don't know what's going to happen and what to expect. So for me, my nerves were up and I was kind of pumped up. And then once you're going at it, then once you're in, it's much better. But it's that pre-fight time, setting up, getting yourself ready, walking out, doing the whole intro thing where you're sort of up there with your nerves.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I look at it from a stance too. And here's someone who doesn't have any nerves. He's actually kind of got a lot of nerve, but he's got balls. Your coach, Joel Kane. Let me tell you something, folks. You can watch it on YouTube. Sheena and Bella Madison. A lot of people call it the bout of the night. A lot of people call it one of the best bouts in LFC history. These two, and they've only had 2 fights, and they burned it down. They killed it. But here's the thing about it, where I talk about Joel Kane. After the decision was made that Sheena won, Joel Kane gets right in Mike the Truth Jackson's face. He even said it on the review show. He thought he was a stupid idiot. I got to say, for your coach, JK, and I'm not talking about just
wow.
I'm talking about Joel Kane. Man's got a lot of balls for getting in Mike the Truth Jackson's face.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, for sure. He must be crazy. He must have had a crazy moment or something.
It was so great. But no, he said on the review show, but he's getting his face, which I loved. And that's what makes Joel the great entertainer that he is. Same with Leon. And I joke with him, for those who haven't seen that. I mean, you might have been out there for this one because you were watching the fights. When I announced Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory, Leon gets all excited. And I told him, I said, dude, it looked like you did the friggin' MC Hammer dance. I was just waiting for you to start singing You Can't Touch This up in here. Man was hyped for his girl, Sheena the Hungarian Bathory. Rightfully so. Because your first time getting to see Sheena at an LFC event, the girls got the size, the stature, and she nailed it.
Oh, yeah. That was such a good fight. Such a good fight. So if people haven't seen that one, I would recommend. That was probably if you're going to watch anything or you had to choose one thing to watch, I would watch that last one for sure. Because overall, I thought everybody was just fantastic.
And I got to give a shout to the pink team as well, because Jenny, the former booty camp champ, now Jolene's got all the gold. She's got the European title, the world title, and the booty camp chain. Pink team's got it all.
Yeah, because she's part of the best team. The pink team rules. Of course we're going to have our champion there that carries all 3 belts.
Well, I think it was also nice, and I love her to death. Audrey the Mongoose Monique, unfortunately, was not to be at this last event, but she is now the coach of the blue team, and the blue team's got a hell of a roster in its own right. So, I mean, adding another team, I believe there's also going to be now another healthy male team. So we got a lot of teams coming into LFC. They really get to show their stuff with everybody coming in,
Oh, we have the healthy male team too. So
we got healthy male team. We got healthy male team, baby.
I can't keep up. Wow.
I can't keep up either. Once I heard a blue team, I'm like, all right, there's a blue team. Now, mind you, I'm going to say right now, my favorite color is blue. So there's a little special place in my heart. But I got to give a shout out, much love to the pink team and the black team. They're the OG teams of LFC.
Yes.
So, you know.
Exactly, man. You got to give us some love.
I give you the love, rightfully so. And your girl Jolene is out hitting on cylinders, man. Got everything, everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is. She's my best buddy. We're pals. So, you know, yeah, I'm not surprised she has all 3 belts.
No, and I think, well, this was actually what was great about it too, is like it was the first time that we actually got to see Jolene and Jenny in an LFC bout, like together, like one-on-one. And just didn't disappoint. I would definitely watch that one as well. And watch every bout. I can't stress enough because it was such a great event. And I'm looking forward to Valentine's Day LFC back to the mansion for LFC 37. You hit me. And also I'm going to say right now, your boy's on the poster for that. So that also has a special place in my heart. For those well, I'm the chauffeur. That's a little I'm the chauffeur and the poster, man. So I can say I made an LFC poster.
Nice. Oh, I'm in the poster. But I can't say what. I can say which. I'm in January. That's what I found out. That's my birthday month. So they did give me January. So I was excited.
Spoilers.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited.
No spoilers. We'll talk about that when we do our follow-up show. So no worries. Posters and calendars. That's all I'm going to say. PC. I'll move on. So you're doing your thing on so many levels. LFC provides so many great outlets and so many great fights and memories and moments. And LFC also gives us a lot of great artwork. Now, you are part of another great artwork with our boy T-Bell, Tommy Bell, Spellbinder, looking like a witch. That's Halloween. You got the cauldron right there. Boom!
He actually, he wanted me to like send him a picture for, because he wanted to do a Halloween series with me. So I was like, well, I'll just do it in my backyard because I'm about to go to the pool. That's so I gave him, I go, just take some shots. I gave one of the party people, one of the people at my party, I go, can you just take some shots of me in my bikini? And I just started doing poses and sent those his way. So he grabbed one of those pictures I sent to him. That's how he came up with the pose for the witch picture.
Well, he nailed it once more because he's done great drawings of you as well as many of the ladies of the LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships. But for you, now Tommy's a big Halloween cat. He loves him some Halloween. So you being a part of the Halloween side of things where it's magical, it's mystical, it has that sense of ooh and ah, that aura. That's got to be great to be representing the Halloween, man.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite holiday. So of course I was really flattered that I got to be part of his Halloween series. But I have to say, my favorite is still the one I got up on my wall.
Yep.
That is my absolute favorite. But I did like the Halloween one. It was very cool. But I have to say, Tommy, man, that was like by far my favorite picture. Not just because it's a picture that he did of me, but I just loved how that one came out. Just love it.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And I mean, for me, like I still have the beauty, strength, and dominance strong he did for me, which I'm so grateful for that as well.
Oh, that was a cool one. Yeah, that was a really cool one.
And that's the thing too, whatever he does, whatever he dabbles into, like he just put up his Christmas photos, like one old school one with Season's Greetings and the one he did for Lauren Ceccarelli and Veronica Payne from LFC 35, the Season's Beatings. God dang, man, the dude has such great talent, and I can't wait to see. I know he did a preview of his drawing show. Tommy Bell has his own drawing show when that comes into fruition. I can't wait to see what goes on with that.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Like it's neat to see all these little things kind of blossoming because of LFC, how people are kind of coming. Well, like you're being able to be an announcer, be in there, and that's pretty cool. I mean,
it's surreal for me, and I'll say this, like every little thing, I'm humbled because I can't believe I'm doing this, but also at the same time, I think whatever that we do in life, we stay humble, we stay on the course, and we stay on our path, and it all works out in the end. It's all about how you treat people and professionalism and the overall tact that you have. And for me, like when I was in high school, that was 2010. I'm 30 now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking to myself, man, getting to be inside of professional wrestling is something that I love, and getting to be a ring announcer, to be a part of the show, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? At least I can say, dude, I've done that. I've had it under my belt. So for me, every little thing's a humbling moment, man. And we get to do our thing. Like we're on Roku, for God's sake, folks. You're going to see this podcast and many others on Roku Network. Who doesn't have a Roku TV, man? A lot of people enjoy and stream. In the day and age of streaming, you got to be on top of things, evolve, right?
That's pretty cool. I don't have a Roku.
You don't have a Roku? All right, here's the thing, man. That's fine. But we're not going to laugh at this because that's okay, because you're not the first person to say that.
I don't do any of those things. I have an Amazon Prime account. That's about it.
She goes, I have an Amazon Prime account. Okay. Well, that's the thing, folks. I'm going to say Roku is pretty cool because of the streaming platform. But yes, this one just has to ruin it. Well, I don't have a Roku, this one, whatever. Amazon Prime. So here, if you want to see this show and many others, you can also go to lfcfights.com and become a VIP member. Get yourself on. You should be a VIP member if you're not. This one's just laughing over here with her Amazon Prime account. Look at me, I'm cool. Go to LFCfights.com, check it out. And if you do have a Roku, go on the LFC network on Roku and subscribe and get yourself some events. Get the podcast, Get Wet, hosted by Audrey Monique and Terry Feisty Fist London. We got a lot.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God, woman! All right, wait. So hold on here. We're gonna talk about this here as we're laughing and we're doing our thing here. You only got Amazon Prime. That's it.
Yeah, I have the Amazon, so I can watch those movies. And we finally figured out how to do it on the TV, on the smart TV, so I can actually watch them on there instead of my computer.
The way you just said that, when you're like my movies, I just got back to like when they say, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch my stories." You know what I'm saying? Like when you're watching the soap operas, I'm gonna go watch my stories.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's sad. I guess that's what kind of shows my age a little bit, that I'm kind of behind the times a little. I mean, I just now, like I said, I just got this new Mac, and so I was trying to figure out how to get the Zoom thing, because it's different. It's different than a PC, It's not the same. There's a little learning curve. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out how the heck to connect, because it's different looking. It doesn't look the same on my PC,
Don't even worry about that. I'll be honest with technology wise. Like I'm going to say right now, I'm an old school cat and I was born in 92. Here's the thing that I've always find funny. I was having this discussion with somebody, like the older generation, like hates the millennials, and the Gen Zers now. Right. And the millennials hate the Gen Zers because they don't realize, like in the 90s, right? Like the email and everything from the internet wise was starting to come into a boom. And, we didn't have like MySpace or YouTube or it's all these social medias. We actually had, chat rooms. And,
right. I remember that.
and we actually had to call people on the telephone. You know what I'm saying? And I understand text is an easy form ever since, 2000s and now on. But it's always nice to just, talk to somebody on the phone. That's just a traditional side of things. But, I understand, like, I'm getting like my parents. Like, we're all getting like our parents. And it's funny.
We are. Well, remember the dial-up?
Yes.
Connects on the dial-up.
Oh my
goodness. So slow. And the computers were like just not like what we have going on right now. So it's pretty hilarious.
I accumulate to music because everything's streaming. Like everybody just goes on Vivo or YouTube and then here's the song. Like I like the old school like TRLs and the countdown shows. Like that was it. That was the hot shit right there. But then but also at the same time, it's like I know Lars Ulrich was not a fan of it, but you had Napster. Before, and the kids don't even know about Napster and how that was like really changing for people, but also at the same time pissed a lot of people off. So I mean, it's evolved.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty funny. I mean, I'm excited that I have. I went from a 2001 truck to a 2020 RAV4 that has all the bells and whistles in it, and I still don't know how my car completely operates because it has all these cool things in there. But I'm just happy I have the Sirius XM radio because I didn't have that before. I'm excited about that in the backup camera and the GPS thing on the monitor on the car. I don't have to use my phone and have it on a mount, and I mean everything, and being able to talk and actually say I'd like directions to blah blah blah. The car helps me out and just texts things for me and reads my texts and everything. So I mean it's just amazing.
It's the little things, like I said.
It really is.
It is. It's give me some Sirius XM, give me the backup camera, just so I don't have to. I like it. I'm
really dating myself here. People are gonna watch this and go, "What the heck? Yeah. How old is she? Like 90?"
Jesus. Well, that's the thing, folks. First of all, what's old is new and what's new is old. But what's really interesting about that is, too, a lot of people, and I've always said this, like we watch VHSs, like you talk about your movies and your stories over here. So you talk about like people won't understand, like not just owning a VHS, but when you needed to tape something, like we have now what we use like a smart remote to like tape stuff. When you actually put the VHS in
exactly
and use a blank tape, like y'all won't get that.
Oh, do you remember that show Blind Date where they had the pop-up windows?
Jesus, yes.
I was on that show. I was on that show and I had a friend of mine record it for me. They actually put the VHS thing in there and record it for me so that I can watch it in case I missed it or whatever. And I have it actually, or I used to have it on my website, the Tomiko1.com one, but I don't think that the format is, because it's so old, I don't think you could live stream it anymore, which is a real bummer because it was hilarious. It was one of the funniest because the guy they set me up was way too old for me. And he was like just a weirdo. And so they really made fun of him. It was really, the pop-ups were hilarious.
I think we had a discussion about this, but I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Now, okay, we're going to
I
talk
wonder
about
if you
this.
could even YouTube it and find it. But anyway, yeah, we're so going off track.
No, you're fine. I really now have to YouTube this. This is great. Okay, so this was like, here's how I'll compare this to, because you actually brought up a great point. So mid-2000s, we're talking about Blind Date here. Very popular show. I remember on the MTV side, now, mind you, this is when MTV was starting to gear away from actually playing music, when now everything is just reality television on MTV. So we had Room Raiders, which I'm going to say right now, folks, much like Parental Control, which was the parents picking the dates for the kids or whoever it is, one of the dumbest shows ever created was Room Raiders, because they kidnap the guys, 3 guys or 3 girls, wherever they are. You're on Room Raiders. They put them in the back of the van and they go, hi, I'm so-and-so, and you're on Room Raiders. So these girls or these guys go into their rooms, look through their stuff, and based on what they have in their rooms, choosing dates based on what they have in their rooms. And it's horrible. If you look at it like it's funny, like it's entertainment, but if you look at it from a general standpoint, it's horrible. Like it's going out and asking a woman out on a date, or just, meeting people in public in a very nice setting. Fucking rooms. Judging them on their rooms. And they have this spy kit where it's like, oh my God, I found this porno. Or, oh my God, what is this over here? I need to get my spy kit out for this. Ridiculous. But
oh my gosh.
Entertaining at the same time. That's what
I've never even heard of that before. That's really funny.
It's terrible, but it's
so terrible, but it's funny. It's like some of these reality TV things. I just can't look away because they're so bad. Like the I'm sure a lot of people watch like the Housewives or whatever. I haven't been able to watch it, but it's just like, really? You're watching this?
I agree. Like, I remember the sub realities, watching Flavor of Love and the Rock of Love and the Tool Academy and friggin' Bret Michaels and Flavor Flav and all these people. I get it. It was a thing back in the mid-2000s, and Room Raiders was a part of that. It's like, so the girl goes through and she's like, well, I just came out of his room and then I saw he had a book, which means he's very much into literature. Oh, and then I saw he has a guitar and he's into music. Like, no shit. He has a guitar. He's into music. If he's into books, he maybe likes to study. Like, you're just stating the obvious here. All right? Don't get me started. That was ridiculous. But that's what we had back then. Now, mind you, this was the same time when we had Pimp My Ride with Mystical. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I'm going to have to look up Room Raiders on YouTube and see if I can watch one, because that's funny. That sounds really funny.
It's horrible, Tomiko. It's horrible. But no, that was one. And also, here's the thing that also happened with that. Pimp My Ride, and I found this out years later, and I had a buddy that had the game. Pimp My Ride had a video game, and it's one of the dumbest and most boring video games ever, because all you could do is just ride through the town, get your ride pimped, go on to the next town, go pimp your ride, but then you could do cool things like dancing in the street, make your cars do like funny things with the hydraulics and shit. And that's it. It's the most.
That was the game.
It's the most bland video game ever. I mean, back in the day, and I'll say this from a pop culture stance, like me, a lot of people know me. I love my pop music. NSYNC had a video game talking about like going to the concert, and the whole premise of the video game was, and my friend still has this to this day. Shout out Amanda, like she still has this game, and it's just they go from place to place and get what they need to get for the concert, and then you have like little missions and like between, and that's it to get to the concert. And it's like,
oh my God.
Now, mind you, this was like early like video game stuff, like PS1 was starting to really come into fruition and stuff like that. This was like early 2000s before we had PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, and Xbox 360, Xbox whatever, so yeah.
Well, have you heard of the current thing that's going on that's popular with the kids? It's called LOL.
Yeah,
it's LOL, and it's like you don't know what your gift is, you're buying the thing. But you don't know what the gift is. You have to find out what it is that's popular. I guess I was at a Christmas party, a Christmas Eve party, whatever, and someone says that's what the thing is that the kids are into, and there was a few kids there, and I go, what is the deal? It's because you don't know what it is. I go, yeah, but what if you don't know what it is, what you're buying, but you're gonna buy it, and then but what if you get the same thing? If it's just it's covered up, it says LOL. Well, the LOL is on you because you got the same gift. Or what if it's something you don't like?
So dumb.
I don't understand it.
It's like with TikTok. Like, mind you, we are on TikTok, but I still don't get it. Like, all I do is post, and then it'll come with the followers, and here's this video, that video. I'm like, I don't care about these videos because it's just dumb shit. Excuse my language, but it's just dumb shit. And I'm just scrolling. I'm like, I just want to post the video so people can enjoy the content, and then I want to get off. And
Yeah, well, I actually tried to start a TikTok. I have a couple things. I don't understand how the thing works.
See?
So I have about like 2 or 3 things I think up there, and they're mainly like a couple of picture things because that's the only thing I could figure out how to do. And then the other one was because my friend was a TikTok thing. Oh, do this thing where I jump into the screen. I had my Packers jersey on, and so I'm like, and that's all I have on my TikTok. That's it. Because I don't know how it works. I don't get it.
Well, there's so much social media out there. It's like if you have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which a lot of people are getting off of Facebook and whatnot, but still, like if you have all these social medias, like why do I need another one? You know what I'm saying? Because then I'm just going to be on that social media. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of time wasting, but also at the same time, it's good for another way to market yourself and platform yourself and promote yourself. But yeah.
I just don't have I barely ever post on any of them. I don't have any time. And so when I do post someone, everyone's like, ooh, she posted something, and then they'll make comments or whatever. But it's usually like normal stuff, like my dogs in their ugly sweaters, ugly Christmas sweater, dog picture or whatever. I'm sure they don't want to see that. They're looking for something sexy or whatever. And I'm like posting pictures of my dogs wearing sweaters.
And I'll say this, guys, no spoilers, but dogs will be involved with Tomiko within our next show. I'm just going to put that out there. No spoilers. But I will say this, there's a lot of great stuff coming up with LFC. And it's the holiday season. We're going into 2023 with new shows and a lot of great events coming to LFC. Please go out of your way to lfcfights.com and become a VIP member. If you have a Roku, go on LFC Network on Roku. Just download it. You're not gonna get escape from this. I'm gonna bring this up with you. I don't have a Roku, Miss Amazon Prime over here, whatever. So go on and subscribe. But you'll find there's many ways to get in touch with Lingerie Fighting Championships. There's also on demand, so you'll have a place to find us and see this lovely face over here. And especially go on YouTube and check out Tomiko and Carmen because y'all tore the roof down. Second bout of the night, and y'all killed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I kind of like starting it out like that, being the second one.
I mean,
I do like that. Everyone's like, you should do like the final. I'm like, no, I actually would rather just get it done at the beginning so I can watch everybody else fight.
Okay, first, I like that mindset, by the way. That's a great mindset to have. But also, it's like you've been in like high-profiled bouts on stats on the card. But yeah, and like we started this one out with Angelica and Andre, and then you followed Andre and Angelica, which I'm going to say right now, Angelica, first and foremost, coming all the way out from Italy.
That's pretty amazing.
Killed it, number one. And number two, she's a beast in her own right. She's always constantly in the gym. She's doing her sessions work, and she's constantly traveling in her own right.
Yeah. You got to keep that going. I was up this morning, went to the gym, worked out, got killed with legs.
Yep. Were you wearing the Olivia Newton-John attire?
You know what? My trainer, this is the funniest thing. So for Christmas, he bought for me is a headband, but not just any headband, a Lululemon headband, so that I'm more with the times because of my little 80s like ones that I wear. At the terry cloth kind that I have that I wear all the time. He bought me one that was actually a nice little fabric Lululemon expensive headband that matched what I was wearing, which was pretty funny. So yeah, he's hooked me up with 2 of them now because I guess I'm the headband lady. I guess I should just wear that for every one of my fights, perhaps.
Get Olivia,
just sneak it in there.
Yep, get Olivia Newton-John's music going. Let's get physical. Hey, you know.
It could be my, my signature.
Yep. And I got to say, from Angelica to Andre Shakti, who did great. Everybody on the card, like I'm gonna say right now, who really also impressed me because she was semi-main event. She was another one that came in very new. Coco Loco, man, Courtney.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
I was impressed. Like I have known of Andre, and I've known obviously of Angelica and all these girls, but Courtney Coco Loco Pemberton, like I found out, and I'll say this, so. Getting the plane ride going there from here in Myrtle Beach to Las Vegas to do the thing. And then Sean's like, yeah, well, this girl's going to be filling in. And I'm like, I don't know who Courtney Coco Loco Pemberton is, but okay. So I went there. First of all, sweetheart of a girl, multi-talented with music and doing what she does from a director side of things. God dang, for her first fight against Lauren the Animal Fogel, who was no slouch and who's another one who's very dominating.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very impressive with Courtney Pemberton.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm
really looking forward to next year's bouts and seeing the different fighters and just seeing what happens, because there's always something interesting that happens at these things.
Well, before we close out, I'm going to say this. Well, who's on your radar right now? Like I mentioned, Jenny for a third time would be cool. Sybil cool for a second one. You and Carmen would have another great bout. Who's on your radar right now that you've seen that you would like to get in there with?
I mean, those three for sure, because, I kind of like revisiting some of the fights just to see, especially if it's something I lost, because I want to freaking win. That's the reason why I want the bout again, so that I could try to win. But I haven't really thought about it, actually. I really thought about who I would want to fight. Might be interesting to fight Jolene, but she's on my team,
Right, that's the thing. And I mean, for the black team, I mean, there's so many great choices. I'm going to say right now, you and Sheena would be very interesting in the future, just because of y'all Sessions background, and y'all are very powerful forces. You with your airplane spin over here, and her with her.
If I could accomplish it.
If you can, I'm going to say right now, it's I just set up perfectly in my mind. It's the airplane spin versus the torture rack. Why not? But no, I think there's a lot of great bouts that we're going to see in the future, and Tomiko is going to be a part of a lot of these. And I can't wait to see you back in the ring, man. You really killed it at this last one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to February. I can't wait to see where this is going to be at, because I'm not 100% sure if it's Vegas or California, one of the two.
Well, we'll find out. Either way, we on the West Side and we on the West Coast, and we're going to do it with the most, baby.
Exactly.
Before we close this out, Tomiko The Temptress Tajima, you're on social media, man. You're doing your TikTok thing and you don't know what you're doing. You're doing Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram. Where can we follow you? Promote the links. Go right ahead.
Well, Twitter is probably the Tomiko_1 is that one.
Yes.
My Instagram, Tomiko1. Facebook one, I don't think they're going to be interested in, because it's kind of boring. It's just like my regular stuff. I don't really post a lot of my sexy stuff on there. But if you want to try to follow me on there, I don't usually, that one I don't really, it's Tomiko Perry. Then my OnlyFans, of course, if you have a Twitter, it's Tomiko_1 to find that one. That's a free site, actually, OnlyFans. So you only pay for whatever you want to see that's a pay-per-view. And those are pretty downright sexy and worth paying. It's not expensive either. So just saying. And my TikTok, I can't honestly remember what the name is for that one.
I'll put it in the description. I believe it's also Tomiko1. So if you
see,
is it? Yes. And if you, or Tom, I think it's Tomiko1. I'm not entirely sure, but I know I am number 1. 2 is not a winner. 3, nobody remembers.
I always say 1 because I'm number 1. There can only be one Tomiko.
Yes.
That's why there's a 1. If people were wondering why there's always a 1, that's why.
Well, first of all,
and then my website, fortomiko.com, because that's there's a Tomiko1.com, which is very old school. I've just never changed the site, but that's very old school site. If you want to see me when I was younger, some of my pictures, you go to that site. That's free. Fortomiko.com is my member site, which I update 3 times a week. And you could download all these videos for one little price, monthly price. It's pretty cool.
Right. You beat me to the punch. I was going to say there's Tomiko1 and then there's Tomiko, but please, it's worth the price. It's worth the admission for Tomiko. And I'm going to say this right now. You're not boring at all, man. I'm going to say this right now. Your photo shoot that you had where you had like the wings on, it was like a bodysuit. Good.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even body. That was tape.
Was that tape? Okay, I'm sorry.
That was tape on.
All right. I was
because people were like, "Can you wear that to the session?" And I go, "That was tape. That was a tape artist that did that. It wasn't an outfit."
Okay, because I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, not bad, but still, either way, tape job. It looked great and made.
Yeah, I was a little worried I was going to get pulled over by the cop or our cop on the way to the location, because I got taped at another location and had to drive to the location. So I was like, please don't get a speeding ticket.
Oh my goodness.
Because then how do I explain myself? Because I was just, there's not much to hide.
Understood. And speaking of not much to hide, I got to bring this up because, folks, you do have a great OnlyFans with a lot of great content. I will say this, but I'm going to say this right now. There's a lot of videos of you working out in the nude, and it's a sight to see, folks, because I mean, you're doing your thing with your sex appeal, working out in the nude. You're doing 2 things that you love and showing the sex appeal. It's a win-win here, Tomiko.
It's popular. That one's a popular one. People seem to love those ones where I'm working. I don't know why. I'm working out naked and I'm sweaty, but they seem to like that.
It's tantalizing and scintillating. There you go. TAS, tantalizing. It's scintillating. Okay.
It's tempting.
The tempting. Yes. I like it. Bring it back to tempting temptress. All right. Yeah, buddy. Okay. But definitely check out Tomiko on all forms of social media. A lot of great work and a lot of beautiful imagery and a beautiful person all in all. But Tomiko, before we close this out, do you have any final words for the LFC faithful?
I just want to say, I hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys attend one of our events in the future. Thanks a lot for following me, and thanks so much, especially for the people that are my fans. I appreciate it.
We all love you here at Lingerie Fighting Championships. And everybody, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Let's rock on into 2023, next LFC show. It's Valentine's Day. Y'all be feeling the love on Valentine's Day, and a lot of girls may be feeling the hurt. My goodness gracious, when they hit the mat, when they strike,
yes.
When they do the trick. Yes, there it is. I like your style, Tomiko. So go your way to check out LFC and check out the lovely Miss Tomiko The Temptress Tajima. Before we close this out, folks, as always, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Tomiko The Temptress Tajima, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, no problem. My pleasure.
2023, everybody. We'll see you in 2023.
Fight, fight.